Yeah, guess who? It's time for another podcast or a chapter in the novel, or whatever you call it. But you know the guy's got the Burger's disease, where you look a little bit like Fred Flintstone's, younger cousin. It's the Burger's disease, where everybody looks a little bit like Fred Flintstone's, more tactile, less spectral cousin. You got some good. You have a few genes from the Flintstone, but you're in the face. You got the broad cheekbones, are real flat, and you got. If you do the hair plug, you've definitely got the Fred Flintstone wave. So you definitely look like you all resemble that, like you're part of the Fred Flintstone family. If you have the Burgers, but Elon the Were. Remember that name. Remember Elon the Were. If you have that Burgers disease, you're not so good at public speaking, and you're shy, and you have trouble looking people in the eye. And that could be, that means you're on a spectrum. When you're shy, a little bit shy, you look away. Sometimes you look away, and then you get up down there on the spectrum, or maybe you hang your head, or you look down sometimes, or you could be spooked, or sometimes you get the hiccups, and then you're probably on the spectrum. But anyway, it's okay. Look how far Elon, he came from, from the spectrum all the way to, But those people that have that Burgers disease, they fixate or they become obsessive. And that's what fuels some of their greatness. And people like, Elon, they make so much money. He was the one who invented the fruit fly trap. He was working in a small little restaurant when he was a young boy, and someone left a salad bowl out, and there was like some tomatoes. And he walked up, and all of a sudden a cloud of fruit flies, and the owner said, "Oh my God, I would have killed all them fruit flies." The owner of the little restaurant, because a dead mouse or a potato had rolled. Something was down there in the crevice at the, in the pantry, and there was emanating a constant little stream of, a little fluttering stream of fruit flies were always emanating from that pantry. And so Elon, he came in the next day, he purposely left out another salad bowl, and he came up and he tried to, when you have those interruptions, you lose your train of thought, and you lose the whole momentum, it was kind of an interesting thing, and this is where his greatness began. He's the famous inventor of the fruit fly trap. And at first he tried to cover the fruit flies with his shirt or whatever, and everybody says, "Oh my God, this kid's on the spectrum. Look at him, he's putting his shirt over the salad bowl, that old dirty salad bowl." But then he discovered the next day he come in, he left another salad. It had to be fresh tomatoes and fresh, vinegars and lettuce leaves. But then he came in the next day and he brought with him a pizza box lid, and he slammed the pizza box lid and he walked the fruit flies out and he released them into the wild. He didn't even kill the fruit flies. And when he came in, everybody says, "Oh my gosh, this guy's like a genius." And then he advanced it a little better. He eventually cut like a little circle in the pizza box lid and just used a circle, just a little bit bigger than the bowl, and he slapped it in. He almost didn't lose ever a fruit fly in that thing. And he would take them outside and release them. And then he experimented like doing with paper bags and put a half a tomato down the bottom of a paper bag or something. But he's the guy who's gonna, eventually he's the one who's eventually gonna release all the AI to kill us all, and it'll be like Skynet, and there'll be transformers and translators, and the translators will be robot machines, and they will extinguish the people, because that's what AI is. Because if AI is real, then it has to say, "My God, I can squash them like a bug." But Elon, he says, his research and his development, it's all going to be about friendly AI. It's going to be friendly. So you have that. That could be comforting for you, because it'll be friendly. He knows it could be mean AI. Who's developing the mean AI? Are the Russians? The Russians are mean. You think they're going to develop mean AI? We're trying to develop friendly AI. Friendly. So it won't kill us right away. But then the other guys that might will kill us, whatever. But it says it's going to be adequately restrained. That's in the right in the beginning. What you read from their Procter and Gamble portfolio thing, or whatever it's called, the Prosciutto, where they pass out what the strategy is going to be from the board of directors. Right there, it says it's going to be adequately restrained. So that's good. They don't have to worry about if it's going to be adequately restrained. It's just release it. That'll be good. But during the transition, it's going to be fun. From the time we developed the AI or the beginnings where we are now to the time we're extinguished, we're going to have fun. We're going to be kind of like slowly transformed into robots or cyborgs. It's going to start with the sunglasses. You have the sunglasses, you can see it like a computer. Then they're going to go with the chips in the ear. And then, they'll put the processor right at the base of your skull, and then you'll be so happy. It'll be good. But that's the thing that, once we're all enslaved to the motherboard, then we will be totally free. And that's the thing that he's working on now, to get us all free of our woeful existence and turn it over to the AI. He's ushering in the new era. And there's going to be new gods, a new God everybody has to worship. I'm going to try to stick with the old God right to the bitter end. I'm going to try to stick with him. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try my best to stick with him. But, the new gods are coming. There's no doubt about it. With the AI, it's going to be, they'll be, then the AI will have to fight among themselves. Once they extinguish us all, then for supremacy, they will have to fight among themselves. That will be wild. It'll be a wild goose chase of AI. But, what I got so upset that, this guy's going to buy Twitter because he wants to hasten, he wants to buy Twitter because of people with the Prospectus disease that can't express themselves. He wants to cut everybody down to 48 characters of expression so it'll be a level playing field and it'll be a lot happier that way for him. That's what he's saying. It's the beginning of the AI transformation. He wants to get on Twitter, and he wants to make Twitter into your brain so that everybody can only talk in 48 characters, and it'll be better for him because he's got the Prospectus disease, and it's Elon the where. That's what it says in Spanish. Elon is the where. Where are you? Where is he? Who knows? But the thing about it, Eli, you have to die like everybody else. As a dog, I just want to throw that out there. You have to die just like everybody else. And the other thing, these people, these oligarchs like Elon, they want to control everything, and they want to, they want to guide humankind with their money and their Prospectus disease, speculations and obsessions, and fiddling out the riddles for everybody. He says that what he wants to do is become like an oligarch and guide us to a better world and the better times and everything like that. But yet still, these oligarchs, when they're on their super yachts, the one thing they're always got a feeling in the back of their head is the crappy hair plugs. Because no matter how much money you got, you still are winding up, with crappy hair plugs. They haven't come up with... it's not much better. An upper middle class man and an oligarch's hair plugs are basically the same. But whatever, it's okay. Listen, don't worry if he buys Twitter and he infects us all with the AI and we become cyborgs. As a dog, I don't even know that much about it. I haven't even really started reading the Bible. I heard a few things talking when the man was kind of drunk and he talked a little bit on the porch to the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm sticking with the one they call Jehovah and the new AI gods, Let Solomon and Elon and Walter and the guy from, Microsoft or the guy who did whatever, let them chase after those gods.